Right guys, we're back with the Cub. I'm going to show you today how to fix a broken engine case. The owner previous to me or previous to that guy put too long of a bolt in and punched through the inside case, so when you let that bolt out, the oil comes out. I'm going to show you how to DIY fix that at home. No special tools are required for this one. If you was to fix this properly, it would require splitting the whole engine apart, TIG welding the inside, to make it blind again, but you know, ain't nobody got time for that. We're just going to do a quick and simple fix. Right, so here we are with the case. It is this one in question, I believe. I'll undo it now and we'll see if we've got a leak. Right, can you see how it's leaking out? Obviously that isn't an oil drain, so we've got a problem there. Apparently this is quite common, people doing this. I can safely say I've never done this, but looking on forums and stuff, when I found it, it is common. You can see just leaning the bike over slightly has stopped the leak. So first of all, I'm gonna get the casings off and strip it so you can drop your oil and have all this room to play with. So you want to take your foot rests off and your exhaust and all that sort of malarkey. Right, plug's pulled. Right, now we're going to take the clutch case off. All right, this is going to be the moment of truth to see how bad it really looks inside. I haven't split the case yet. Well, split the case, taking the clutch cover off. It could be full of stuff, and obviously we've got the little gauze filter in there we can clean. So let's do it. You know what? Doesn't look too bad actually. That is way cleaner than I thought it was going to be. Right, I'm going to pull the little filter out now. Inside the case, a little bit of sludge on the bottom. Kind of be expected, but yeah, not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. Here we go. Right, there's our filter. Against the white, you can see it's got some crap in it, but are you ready for this? Luckily it's in the filter area, so it has been caught. If I can get it without dropping it. Bear in mind I've already pulled out a big bit. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my god. That is not a small chunk. You can see where it looks like that's actually the bit where the bolt was pushing against and has chipped that off. Unless that's off something else, but we'll investigate a bit more and have a look. So just with some brake clean, I've rinsed through. There wasn't actually any gunge, but it allowed me then to sort of rinse out the little areas I can't get to. I usually have some like paintbrush cleaning kit stuff with me, but I don't have it on me today. And also rinse out just the case to get all the gunge out. Right, and then we're going to move on to the actual repair. Right, yeah, we're back. Cut a long story short, I took the engine out and we're at my home now in my garage, which is packed. So we're working on the floor. Right, so the method is we're going to put some Loctite on the grub screw, put it into our desired depth, let it go off, job done, sealed the hole. I'm going to be using Thread Locker Red. It's a high temperature one. I've used it on some applications before and it's been quite good. So we'll stick that on it and see how it goes. This is the one in question. I shone a torch and you can see that that one goes straight through. You can see that the thread at the end is actually quite wrecked. So we'll see whether we can actually get away with what we're trying to do here. Fuck's sake. What I'm going to do now is get a depth gauge, push in the hole until we stop. So that's just there. So that's our depth until touch. The grub screws I've got for the repair, I think are 6 mils. They look a bit larger than that, actually. They might be 8 mils. I'll double check the measurement on that, and then that's going to be our gauge of how far we go when we glue in the grub screw. Now, the bolt is going to be shorter there. We are probably going to have to cut it down for the case, but then that will be its own special one, and we won't have any oil leaking out. So that is what I want. Right, so I've done some working out with the old grub screw scenario. It's 19 mil deep until we touch the inside of whatever's there. The grub's at 8 mil. We need 2 or 3 mil away from the inside. I think I'll be comfortable with that. I wouldn't really want to go any closer. So that together is 11 mil. So off our 19 mil, that gives us 8 mil play. And 8 mil would be for the case bolt to go in. Now, that's quite short, but it should be okay. I'm wondering whether I can just take a smidgen off these and make them probably 5mm to give us a bit more on the case screw. But I'm going to thread it in dry and just see whether there is a thread at the back, because if I drop it in now, we might be able to fish it out, hopefully. So the thread felt a little funky, so I just ran a tap down. I did the old grease trick. Now, this is something I'm going to cover when I do a helicoil video of the same engine, that head. Can you see how the grease catches all the shavings? So I'm still going to spray a bit of brake clean down there with the engine turned on its side. So if anything is in there, hopefully it'll work its way over to the other side. But that is a way to catch shavings if you have to do something like that that's going into the engine. Just sprayed some degreaser down the hole. You can see it's super clean now. I'm just going to run the grub screw in and see if it threads in clean. So I just dried the inside of the hole with a cotton bud and made sure the threads are clean on the grub screw. I decided not to cut this down and keep the case bolt a bit shorter, because if the threads are wrecked at the back, I don't want this too short and then potentially falling in, and the actual bit where the Allen key goes in to the grub screw, there's not a lot there, so you'd be taking off like 1-2mm, and I honestly don't see the point. Right, I haven't gone stingy on it. It is going to run down the thread, so I don't know if we're going to have to run a tap down it to clear the thread later. Right, I'll bring you down. I'm going to take it down to my desired depth, check it with my depth gauge, and then that's it, let it go off. So I set my depth gauge to 7mm. Checking it, that's good. We bottom out at 7mm. 7 plus 8 is 15. So our overall was 19, so we've got enough there. There is enough thread there for the case to be held on. I'm happy with that. I didn't want to push it too far. I did actually bring the grub screw back out and I put some Loctite into the hole, because a lot of the Loctite came off as soon as it went in. So I thought, you know, there's more chance of it going to fall out. Right, next is to fill up with oil. Let's see if we've got a seal. Right, engine's back in the bike. Hole in question. There we are. No more oil leaking out. Right, let us know in the comments whether you've got any more questions about the engine or the repair. Please like and subscribe and stuff like that. I'm going to have loads more on the carb, loads more on other project bikes I've got around, and just bits and pieces of what I get up to. Right, thanks for watching.